think we're streaming. Let's make sure. It's been a while, team. It's been a long time since I've streamed live. Let's check it out. I think I am streaming. Here we go. Let me refresh and we will be ready to go. I hope you have all been doing very well. I am very excited to be continuing the reading, and we are live. Okay, so this is video number 5 of reading the book by Elsie Lincoln Benedict, How to Get Anything You Want. I am almost done with this book. I took it on my travels, and it is just gold. It's pure gold. All of the metaphors she uses, I swear I was her in a past life or something. So we were on Predominant Moods Make Your Life. This is like literally page 7, and I'm on the 5th video already. So if you want to see any of the other ones, they're on the YouTube channel. So this is the 5th video. We left off on her talking about, you hold the key to every situation. You have within yourself that regenerative and transforming power by which you make yourself what you will, the agency by which you can get anything in this world that you really want. You are the master of your own life, the maker of your own destiny. No man ever sunk so low that he lost his complete mastery. But when he allows himself to become weak or fearful, he is what the good book calls the foolish master misgoverning his household. You are a household. You are the governor of your household. You are in charge of regulating your household, your thoughts. It's the only thing that you're in charge of, okay? Love it, Sabrina. Hi. All right. So you are the only thing that is in charge of your household, okay? He says you will be the foolish master misgoverning your household. To become the wise master of your own future, you must do these 3 things. First, you must recognize that this responsibility is your own and face it, instead of seeking, as most people do, to fasten it upon someone else or something else. Not taking responsibility for your life, thinking that someone else is responsible for it, blaming. There was a really great video. Oh God, I just watched it. It was about, when you're pissed all the time, when you're angry, it's usually a sign that you are not taking responsibility for your life. This was a big whomper for me because when I was bitter and angry and I found all the wrong that everyone else was doing, or I was upset, complaining all the time, just mad, irritable, it was a sign that I was not taking full responsibility. I was mad at the outside world. I was mad at them. I was mad at him, her, the company, whatever. I was irritable. I was irritated. I thought, well, can't they get their stuff together? I was always mad. Why? Because I did not want to take full responsibility for my power. Because if I did, I wouldn't care what anybody else did. I'm in control. I remain unmoved. They could do whatever they want. What they do does not affect me on every level, truly. Okay? So if you want to take full responsibility for your life, you cannot point fingers. Like, the results in our life are a direct reflection of our own thoughts, our own emotions, our own actions. Results don't lie. So you must recognize that it is your responsibility, your own, face it, instead of seeking, as most people do, to put it off on someone else and blame someone else for why things aren't working out. Second, you must read the lessons in this course carefully and conscientiously. Third, you must not be content simply with knowing that the laws laid down herein are immutable. You must live in accordance with them. Put them to work in your life. Begin at once to apply them in your everyday experience. We have to apply this. When we read Think and Grow Rich, right, by Napoleon Hill, people say, oh, think and grow rich. Yeah, you're just thinking, you're not doing anything. The biggest thing that he said, Napoleon Hill, was taking action. You have to have a burning desire and you have to make decisions, burn the boats and take action, or nothing else happens. But most people don't read it, and they just read the cover, and then they just parrot and echo back what other people say. But you know what? They miss out on the lesson, and good for them. That's exactly what she says. You put it on other people. You're not a master. You're not using your faculty of reason, as Napoleon Hill also says. You're not practicing accurate thinking. You're not even thinking for yourself. I used to not think for myself. I used to just listen to the news and what social media said and all those sorts of things. Are you thinking? Are you a free thinker? Are you a drifter or are you a leader? It's so easy to drift. Side note. This morning, I had a session with my coach. And I woke up this morning before the session and I felt disconnected. I felt just a disturbance in the force. I was like, am I depressed? Like I was feeling funky. And I had the coaching session and I brought it up and I was saying, my God, I think like I'm drifting. Well, he brought it up and I was like, I think I'm drifting. Like I just drifted like a little bit. And he's like, that's okay. You make a decision every day to come back, to be the leader. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it got me. I drifted and I thought it's a one and done. I achieved my goal. I figured it out. I will never drift again. No, it's a daily decision. And as I compare, right, when I say either you're sober or you're belligerent, you're either sober of mind or you're not. You're either the leader of your life or you're drifting, period. We have to make that decision every single day. It's not, we don't make it, we don't take a program or read a book or have some coaching and then we get there. It's a daily decision to be the leader of your life. It's a daily decision to be sober. It's a daily decision. And I don't just mean physically sober, right? Mentally, emotionally sober. Are you going to drift and be addicted to the fear, the anger, being pissed off, blaming other people, not taking control of your life? It takes no energy, attention, or focus to drift. It takes no energy, attention, or focus to be mad. It takes no energy, attention, or focus to find out and point what's wrong with other people. Why are you focusing on that? I had to ask myself that, Carla, why are you? Because it made me feel powerful. It put the onus on other people. Was I right? Sure, they could have fixed all these things, but what am I doing for myself? So we have to check our attitude, positive mental attitude. Are we upset all the time? Are we blaming other people? Are we angry with them? Are they getting on our nerves? Are we focusing on all of their areas of opportunity? Even if we're right, it's none of our business. Why are we focused on that? You know, our attention should be on us. I'm drinking my decaf coffee. I'm getting all fired up here before bedtime. All right. So you must not be content with knowing you have to live them. That's the whole point. We can't just study this material. If you're into personal development, if you're watching me for sure, I'm sure you're into it. Watch the YouTube videos, the podcasts, read the books, take the lessons, do the coaching, get the programs. But if you just study it to mouth off and sound smart, nothing's ever going to change. You have to embody it. And this is the truth. Results don't lie. If your life is a mess and it's not where you want to be, it's because you a mess. You have to get your stuff together. And I'm talking to myself. I have to make this decision every day. I was just slapped this morning with that decision again. It's very black and white. Either you're working on yourself or you're not. And if things aren't going right in your life, it's because you're not working on yourself. You might be reading and knowing all this smart stuff, but you're not embodying it and living it and taking full responsibility. So take full responsibility. You must live it and apply it in every experience that you have. From the hour you do so, you will note changes coming into your life. At first, they may be so small, you'll be inclined to believe they are accidental. But as they continue to happen and increase in importance, you will recognize them for what they are, the fruits of your new moods, and for what they are. Oh, the fruits of your own moods. Thereafter, let me start again. But as they continue to happen, the good things, the changes, as you continue to see those happen and the increase in importance, you will recognize them for what they are, the fruits of your new moods. And thereafter, more and more beautiful things will happen to you as you consciously and expertly apply these scientific principles. A lot of people don't think this is scientific. They think it's woo-woo. As a therapist, as a 41-year-old woman who's sober now, who has dealt with depression and anxiety, and who lives these principles, and I'm happy, and I have results, and I coach people, and I teach people, and I have therapy with people. This works when you work it, period. And people sometimes ask, like, "What? How are you so convicted?" Because I speak from experience. I have so many stories. My life is a complete 180. I've lived it. It's not just theory. It's not just something I've studied. It's a reality for me, and it's every day, and it just keeps getting better. So like 2 + 2 = 4. These principles work. What you think creates the way you feel. What you feel creates what you attract, period. And we don't want to believe that, especially when things are shitty. But if you want to change, no matter where you're at right now, no matter how bad things are, you have to start with thinking differently about it, no matter what's happening in your life right now. If you're broke and you feel fearful about money, change your thoughts about it. It's the only thing that'll get you out of it. It is what it is. Your bank account is what it is right now. Okay? That is just a result and a past. That's just the fruits of the seeds you planted earlier. Forgive yourself. Forgive whoever put you in that situation or contributed to it. Because at the end of the day, it's our responsibility. So if there's anything you want to change, I don't care if it's health, money, relationships, the way you show up in life, change the way you think about it. It's the only thing. You can't just override and start feeling better about something that you truly aren't consciously involved with. It starts with thought, not with emotion. Emotions are a byproduct of thought. And I think that's what really screws people up. Like when they're feeling shitty, they're like, I just want whatever makes me happy. And they go to the emotion and they try to change the emotion. That's just a Band-Aid. You have to go to the thought. What are you really thinking about your finances? What are you really thinking about your health? What are you really thinking about your relationships? Change the thought and it'll change everything else. Think what you want. Just start entertaining it. Just start journaling about it. You don't even have to believe it. And she goes on to say in later chapters, which, oh my God, I was just like mind blown. I think I was on the plane reading that part where she's like, you know, all of this stuff, it can be hard to believe. She goes, you don't even have to believe it. And even Napoleon Hill talks about that. Anything you repeat over and over, you're going to believe to be true, even if you didn't believe it at first. It works with precision. Just as a seed is planted and it's watered and nurtured, it will produce fruit or vegetable or flower or whatever, or weed, like a weed seed, right? Bad seed, bad fruit. Good seed, good fruit. There's no other way you can cut it. Simple as that. So we have to take full responsibility. We have to live it. As we see it coming, we're going to notice that it's working very scientifically. These principles work very scientifically. If it is difficult for you to see at first glance that your environment, your life as a whole, and the sum total of your experiences are the massed results of your own moods, do not resist this great truth or try to deny it. Simply leave it alone for a while. Okay, what is she saying? If you find it difficult to see when you first look at it, that your environment, your whole life is a reflection of your moods, of your emotion. It's what you attract. If you find that hard at first, she says, just leave it alone for a while. Just let it go. You don't have to believe it. Just start trying to be in a better mood, okay? Put aside and forget it for a while. I direct you, okay. Put it aside and forget it while I direct you on a little sightseeing tour amongst your friends. Anyone that comes into your mind will do as, I forget this is live. Usually I edit this. Okay. Anyone that comes into your mind will do so as a starting point. You can extend the investigation as far as the list of your friends or acquaintances reach. Everyone, without exception, will illustrate this law. There is a friend, for instance, who is always having something nice happen to her. She isn't the best looking or the most brilliant woman among your acquaintances by a long way, and she has several drawbacks you know you do not have. Yet, just one lovely experience after another comes to that young woman. Think about a friend. What friend do you have that good things just keep happening to them? They're not the smartest. They're not the sharpest tool in the shed. They're not the prettiest. They're not the most good looking. But good things just keep happening to them. We all know someone like that. So she's saying, think of someone who, that friend, that acquaintance, that good things just always happen to them, no matter what. Right out of a clear sky, her friends say. And so it seems to the innocent bystander, or to be exact, the ignorant bystander. So people say, right out of the clear blue, things just continue to happen in a good way. It seems like that to the person who's just an onlooker that doesn't understand these laws. Why? Okay. Why she should have all the good things without half trying for them, while the rest of us, who are much better looking and much better educated, miss so many of them, is a mystery, they say. Look a little closer in the light this great law of moods sheds upon the situation, and the mystery will be solved. You will note that this woman has been in the habit of keeping an uplifted, optimistic attitude toward her future and toward people, pretty much without regard to the actual events of her life. So this friend, that all these good things keep happening, further investigation reveals that she has kept an uplifted, optimistic attitude toward her life no matter what events happen. Sometimes perhaps, she even seemed to slightly inane? What is this word? Sometimes perhaps she even seemed to you slightly inane, especially if you happen to be one of those over-serious people who take hold of everything with a life and death grip. I know a woman who used to be one of those dead serious, take it hard kind, and I knew her well, for she lived in my skin. That you can stop trying to run the universe and also cure yourself of thinking it is going straight to the bow wows every time one of your little plans goes awry. I know for certainty because I taught that woman how to do it, and I have taught thousands of others. So she's talking about herself. Elsie Lincoln Benedict was saying that she used to, be that dead serious, take everything, take it hard. But she surrendered. She lightened up, right? That's really what a lot of us need to do. She taught herself how to change, and that's what she's teaching us, and she's taught thousands of others. Over yonder is a man who has made and lost several fortunes. Study his real nature, and you will see that every time he loses one, he jumps up as though nothing had happened and goes after another, often making a bigger one than ever. He capitalizes what failure taught him, using it constructively instead of letting it get him down. Such is the history of practically every big moneymaker in the world. Big fortunes are never made by bare facts and acts, but by the main attitudes down inside the person. The money and man makes is the money that man makes is the tangible result, the external symbol of internal subconscious moods. There is the woman who is always ill. One ailment after another descends upon her. 1 week, it's a bad cold. The next, a sick headache. And the next, indigestion, and so on. You never see her that she is not just getting over or just taking down with something. So we all have that friend who's always getting sick, always something's wrong with them. They always have a headache or stomach ache or whatever. If you have been believing this woman is the victim of fate or bad luck, or that germs just naturally choose her organism out of the entire population as their pet playground, take another glance and look with your eyes open. You will see a woman who, no matter what else she does or fails to do, is forever expecting illness, thinking illness, talking illness, preparing to go more than halfway to meet it. Such a one actually often says in response to your invitation, "Yes, I'll come if I'm well." She has allowed herself to become the slave rather than the mistress of her habit mind. Your subconscious is like a garden. You can cultivate it intelligently or you can allow it to run wild. In either case, it will bring forth in exact accordance with the seeds your habit self has been dropping into the soil. Remember, your mind is a garden, your thoughts are seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. What are you growing in the garden of your mind? A sensible gardener takes care of his plot of ground, keeping the weeds out, and carefully planted, waters, cultivates, and nurtures the things he wants and no others. So this is the hardest work. Do not get emotionally involved. Do not indulge. Do not cultivate thoughts, seeds that you do not want to grow, that you do not want to harvest. Why would we do that? Well, because we don't think we have a choice. We can choose what we think. We can choose what we get emotionally involved with. Thus and thus only can you ever produce in your life the things you desire. Certain rules govern the planting, growing, and reaping of different kinds of fruits, and so it is in your own life. The specific rules for growing health, wealth, peace, and achievement, and the general rules for growing anything else you want, make up the easy, simple, yet wonderfully helpful lesson in this course. Every thought seed sown or permitted to take root in the mind produces its own harvest. Every thought seed sown or permitted to take root in the mind produces its own harvest. Okay, I'm going to end right there. It's 8:30. It's late. It's my bedtime. We will pick up on the next reading and we will just continue it. But I love her so much. She's very direct. Do you like my pen? I got this at the Long Room in Dublin, Ireland at the Trinity Library. It was so amazing. Actually, let me show you. This will be fun. Let me, so funny story. Oops, I'm opening something. Funny story about the Trinity Library. I did not know what it was, but we went to go see the Book of Kells. We went to go see the Book of Kells in that library. And I had remembered when I interviewed Bob Proctor like 4 years ago for my YouTube channel when I had like 74 subscribers. He was so generous and let me interview him. You can see that. It's under my Bob Proctor playlist. But I had used this background of the Trinity Library and I found it in my backgrounds here on Zoom. So let's look at it together. Where is it? I'll find it. Don't worry. I'm scrolling through my Zoom backgrounds right now. How is it on here? Here it is. You ready? Look at this. Here's another one. This is a little brighter. This is the Long Room. This is the Trinity Library in Dublin. And this is the pen that I got from there. I was just there last week. Let me try to pull up a picture on my phone. So I had interviewed Bob in my Zoom room on this background. Little did I know that I would be visiting the real library. And here it is. How cool is this? Let's find a picture of moi, yours truly. Look, there I am. Isn't that cool? That was last week. And here I am. Or here I was, and then here I am. Right? Honestly, the more I do this work, what work? The spiritual work, the internal work, the way of life. Thinking about something, desiring something, having an idea, having faith, trust, belief, taking inspired action, getting out of my comfort zone. That's how things manifest. That's how things happen. What is manifestation? It's the physical equivalent. It's a showing up in your world of something that was just a thought, of something that was just energy. It takes form. It truly is magical. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is video 5 of How to Get Anything You Want by Elsie Lincoln Benedict. This book was written in 1923. I'm actually working on a course, a 7-module course. If you're interested, let me know. I also have, what did I just do? There is this release to receive package that I am offering. So I'm a psychotherapist and a mindset coach, and I'm molding therapy with coaching. So it's like therapeutic coaching, but it's very specific. It's picking one thing that you want to change, something that you need to release, right? Something that has been holding you back. If there's something in your life that's been holding you back, something you've been struggling with, maybe you just went through a breakup, the passing of a loved one, a health issue, you want to just increase your finances, you haven't been able to break through, lose weight, whatever it is. I use these therapeutic modalities, EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, IFS, internal family systems, as well as EFT, emotional freedom technique. And I use these not in the traditional therapeutic sense, but in a personal development mindset sense. It's very therapeutic though. So there are 4 sessions. I'm going to put the link down here when I repost this video. If you're interested, message me on wherever you're seeing this, but I'm offering it like for half price. So EMDR sessions start at $175 for a 50-minute therapy session, and they go up to $275, right? I usually charge around $225 for them, but I'm offering them 4 sessions for $444, y'all. I have 10 spots open right now in my schedule because I still see my therapy clients and I have my coaching clients, but I wanted to try this. I really wanted to work with people in the personal development space to, I call it release to receive. Release something, release a thought, a negative belief, just this pattern, any energy that's stuck, that's holding you back from receiving that next step, from receiving the abundance and the things that you deserve and that you desire. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, message me. I'm going to put it down here as well. There's a lot of new things that are happening. I'm starting to do digital courses, live courses. So if you're interested and you want to get on my email list, I'm going to put that below as well. This will probably be on my YouTube mostly, but like and subscribe, y'all. I am enjoying this. It's been a long time since I've made a video, and I am just so grateful. Every time I see like one new subscriber, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm just so humbled and grateful that, by doing the things that you're passionate about, by doing the things that I'm passionate about and that I love, other people benefit. Like I get some beautiful messages that people appreciate the way I read or that I break down or, my perspective on things. And I'm just so grateful for that because I used to really, YouTube saved my life. YouTube truly did. Like I was in some of my darkest places and I used to listen to, people's speeches and inspirational podcasts, and it shed the light on some really dark spaces. So I guess in a way, this is me giving back, but really just teaching what I'm learning. I'm a student first, and I'm addicted to this stuff, right? Addiction isn't always bad. It can be good, a magnificent obsession, and being addicted to personal and spiritual development and teaching this material and just loving it. So again, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for being here.